Good evening to all. It gives me an immense pleasure to welcome you all for this inaugural session of the AACT sponsored ATAL Faculty Development Program on redefining innovation, AI and ML for Industry 5.0. It is organized by our Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Government College of Engineering, Salem. As we stand at the intersection of rapid technological advancement and human-centric development, this FDP is both timely and relevant. Industry 5.0 is no longer a concept of the future, it's our present reality, where artificial intelligence and machine learning are not just tools but integral in reshaping our industry, healthcare, education, and governance. This program is designed to equip the faculty members, researchers, and professionals with both theoretical insights and practical exposure to the AI and ML ecosystem, thereby covering areas such as deep learning, explainable AI, ethical consideration, autonomous system, predictive analytics, and more. We are honored to have with us experts from reputed institution and industry, including Capgemini, University of North Texas, Christech, and Nitra Apps, who bring invaluable real-world experience and academic rigor. I would like to welcome the expert speaker for today's session, Dr. S. Prabu, and all other speakers for the upcoming sessions. I would like to thank my principal, Dr. V. Geeta ma'am, for supporting us in all aspects. And I also want to thank our respected HOD, Dr. D. Mary Sugandharathina ma'am, for giving us this opportunity. Let us use this platform not just to learn, but to engage, to ask, to explore, to innovate together. I'm confident that this FDP will spark new ideas, strengthen our collaboration, and enable us to contribute much more meaningfully to our institution and society at large. Once again, I would like to express my sincere thanks to AACTE Training and Learning ATAL Academy for their continued support in fostering academic excellence and innovation across the country. I welcome you all and wish the program a great success. Now I request our HOD, Dr. D. Mary Sugandharathina ma'am, to speak a few words regarding this FDP. Thank you.
Good evening to everyone present here. It gives me a great pleasure to welcome you all to the inauguration of our AACT ATAL-sponsored online FDP on redefining innovation, AI, and ML for Industry 5.0, organized by the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Government College of Engineering, Salem, from 1st to 6th September 2025. At this juncture, I would also like to thank our beloved principal, Dr. V. Geeta Madam, who has always extended her unwavering support and guidance for organizing this event. And dear participants, this FDP comes at a time when the integration of artificial intelligence and machine learning into real-world applications is no longer a future vision, but it is a current necessity. As we move towards Industry 5.0, which emphasizes the synergy between human intelligence and smart technologies, it is very crucial for educators and researchers to stay ahead of this curve. So it is with great pleasure that I welcome today's distinguished resource person, Dr. S. Prabu, Professor and Certified Blockchain Associate from Pondicherry University. Sir, we are honored to have you with us, and we look forward to your insightful sessions on Introduction to Industry 5.0 and Fundamentals of AI and ML. A heartfelt welcome also goes to all the participants who have joined us from various institutions. Your presence and enthusiasm, especially during evening hours, reflect your commitment to learning and professional growth. At this moment, I would also like to specially acknowledge the tremendous efforts of our FDP coordinator, Dr. M. Dinagaran, and co-coordinator, Professor M. Manibharati. Their dedication, meticulous planning, and relentless efforts have been the backbone of this entire program. Without your hard work behind the scenes, this event would not have come together so smoothly. So with these words, I am happy to formally inaugurate this faculty development program, and I request all the participants to make use of this opportunity and come out with your queries and make the best of all the sessions from 1st to 6th September. Wishing you all an enriching and a very productive learning experience. And thank you, coordinators, for the opportunity given to me. Thank you all.
Ma'am, thank you very much, ma'am.
Yeah, welcome, Manibharati sir.
For giving a wonderful view about the upcoming FDP. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you again. Now I request our coordinator, Dr. M. Dinagaran sir, to carry on with this stage of the inaugural session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, madam. I welcome you all for this ATAL FDP. First session will be handled by Dr. Prabu sir. Is an eminent resource person. I will say about Prabu sir. Prabu sir is a certified blockchain associate and certified cyber ambassador in Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. It's a central government from Pondicherry. He completed his BE in computer science engineering, and he has done 2 MTechs, one MTech from remote sensing, another MTech from information technology. Sir has completed 2 MTech degrees, and he also completed 2 PhDs, one from remote sensing and another from computer science engineering. Sir also completed his PDF from IIT Bombay. Sir is Sir has guided around 8 PhD scholars and 1 MS student. Sir has research grant around 2.5 crores. Sir has around 143 publication in pre-reviewed journals and conference proceedings. He also authored 4 books and edited 5 books. He has published 18 books chapters and 1 patent. He organized a large number of around 3 international conference, including 1 IEEE conference, and chair participated in so many workshops and seminars. I welcome you, sir. Prabu sir, are you audible, sir? Prabu sir. Prabu sir. Prabu sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir, you're audible, sir.
Sir, we are waiting for your presentation, sir.
Sure. Sir, Dinagar sir, I have one request. Before I start my presentation, I have 2 sessions now.
Yes, sir.
Because we are actually talking about the implementation of AI in Industry 5.0. It is
okay,
sir.
To
first to discuss about the fundamentals of AI, then we will go for Industry 5.0 introduction. Is that fine?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No, okay, fine. I will go ahead. Is this visible, sir? Audience? Is this visible?
Light visible and
Sir, Dinaran sir, is it visible, sir?
not yet, sir. It's not visible, sir.
Your screen sharing is paused.
Started screen sharing. It's showing started screen sharing, sir.
Sir, your screen sharing is paused. It's coming. Why? I don't know.
Okay. Past.
For me, your screen sharing is paused.
Okay, sir. I will check here, sir. I will check, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes. I will do it again, once again. Again, it's coming like that only.
Sir, I will check, sir. Please wait, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
எல்லாத்தையும் போடுங்க. கல்யாணத்துக்கு போனோமா?
Sir, good evening, sir. Yes, sir. Now it is visible. Dinagaran, sir. Hello.
Sir, is my screen is visible?
Yes, sir. Now your PPT is visible.
Fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
Shall I start? So, good evening to all the participants. Good evening to all the coordinators of this FDP and FDP on AM and ML for Industry 5.0. I also thank the coordinator for inviting me for this session and the next session. he has given me the two title. One is the fundamentals of AI and ML. Another title is Introduction to 5.0. So I decided to talk about the AI first, then we'll go with Industry 5.0, because if you understand what is AI, and many of you might be hearing what is AI now, it won't be completely new, but I'll take you through how the AI is used in different businesses and how machine learning also used, what are the different classification of AI and ML, and then I'll also take you to generative AI. So that is my idea in this talk. And the next talk, I will give you the brief introduction about what is Industry 5.0, and then how it is actually used and what is the difference between Industry 4.0 and Industry 5.0. That is my idea. Is that fine? Okay. See, the organizers, please mute all others so that because I don't know whether they are online or not. I don't know. I'm just seeing the screen and I'm talking. It is better to mute everyone. So the agenda for this presentation is introduction to AI and what is the difference between
பேப்பர் திருத்தலான்னு பார்த்தேன் கடைசிட்ட மீட்டிங்கே நேரம் சரியா போயிட மாட்டுக்கு. மீட்டிங்ல இப்ப பேசணும். இந்த மீட்டிங் வந்து ரெக்கார்ட் பண்ணி அவங்க கேக்குற கொஸ்டின் எழுதி அனுப்பு.
Sir, you have changed my privilege. I am not the host or co-host to share my data. Sir, again, I'm getting if your screen sharing is fast. Wait 1 second. Now, okay. Oh, sorry for the disturbance and interruption. I'm continuing my presentation now. So the agenda will be like this. I'll be talking about the introduction about the AI, and then small comparison between what is artificial intelligence and the business intelligence. And then we will also go ahead with what is AI, ML, deep learning, and data science. Then we will be using how AI and ML in Industry 4.0 is used. And then the impact of AI in business and applications of AI. We'll be going for some case studies also. And then I will also be touching upon the generative AI. So in generative AI, I'll be talking about the LLM also, large language models. And then future of AI also I'll be talking. So the basic introduction. Okay. So before we go into artificial intelligence, how this artificial intelligence term came into existence, what is the necessity, and what are the important roles of artificial intelligence? That is what we are going to talk. Now, as everybody knows, the complex machine or device or intelligent in the world is human brain. So it connects with multiple millions and trillions of neurons, biological neurons. So to understand that, it is very complex and difficult to implement or to mimic. So what we have done by using the human brain, the machine that actually revolutionized the whole world is computer. We have invented the one machine called computer. That machine are not able to think like a human. So we wanted to have a machine or a device which will think like a human. So the inefficiency of the computer has led to the evolution of artificial neural network. So what we have done, so from the idea of human brain, by using the computer complexity, computational capacity, we are trying to mimic our human brain in the computer. That is where we call it as artificial neural network came into existence. So, the main renowned technologists and the politicians, what they talk about artificial intelligence. Sundar Pichai, actually, he is the CEO of Google, and he says AI is the main tool behind new age innovation and discoveries like driverless cars or disease detecting algorithms. And then, Elon Musk is the founder and CEO of Tesla and SpaceX. Artificial intelligence will be vastly smarter than human and would overtake us by 2025. We are in 2025. Now we are in Industry 5.0. As he said rightly, the AI is going to completely overtake the human brain. So because we were actually trying to mimic our human brain, but now the intelligence, whatever we have developed, is more intelligent than our human brain. Okay, so this Neuralink, many might have heard about this Neuralink. Anybody heard about this Neuralink? The Neuralink is developed by the Elon Musk company. This is brain-computer interface. So what they have done here is they were developing some kind of a chip which will be embedded in the human body. So which will act like a human brain. So everything it will learn. And even if the person is not there, you can take the chip and put it somebody else. So you will. The main idea of this Neuralink is to continue the human brain even after the death of a person. So that is what the idea. So that is in the testing phase. I think he has done complete testing. Most probably it will be in real world in another 1 or 2 years. So then the Barack Obama, former president of US, he generalized AI, generative AI is worth thinking about because it stretches our imagination and it gets us to think about our core values and issues of choice. And then Jeff Bezos, founder and the CEO, Amazon, we are now solving problem with machine learning and AI that were in the realm of science fiction for the last several decades. It's not new one. AI is not a new one, but it was coined in 1950s itself. But now we are talking about this. But the term or the concept which we are using for artificial intelligence is not new one. So this is what people talk about AI. Generally, when we define AI, we cannot give a concrete definition on AI. There is no clear consensus on the definition of AI. So John McCarthy coined the phrase of what is AI, artificial intelligence, in 1956. AI is the ability for a computer to think, learn, simulate human mental process such as perceiving, reasoning, and learning. So that is the idea of artificial intelligence. So we are trying to completely mimic our human brain. So just think, learn, and simulate the human mental process such as perceiving, reasoning, and learning. So AI centers on the theory and the methods used to build machines that think and act like humans. That is the idea. So we are actually developing a machine which will think and act like a human. So that is the idea why we are going for the artificial intelligence. So this slide, if you see, you'll come to understand what is AI, what is the difference between AI, ML, DL, and how AI, ML, DL is used for data science. See, as I said, artificial intelligence, it is actually coined by John McCarthy in 1956. It enables the machine to think like a human. Then later, the subset of AI is ML, machine learning. It actually uses the statistical tool to explore and analyze the data when it actually came into existence because the large volume of data availability. Because see, when we use social media, when we use internet in general, it is not social media only, in general, if we use internet, we are generating huge volume of data. But initially we were using the structural data, but now we are using the unstructured data also, which is generated in large volume. Then in machine learning, there are different models. We have supervised learning, unsupervised learning, reinforcement learning. Supervised learning, as like you have a teacher will teach you if it is 2 + 3 is equal to 5, like that. That means you will have a past labeled data. So you will have past labeled data that will help you to classify the future one. Unsupervised learning, actually we have a clustering techniques, we have k-means. So here there won't be any teacher. The system itself should classify the data according to the trainer. Whatever we say, based on that it will. Then later, once you make the system works perfectly for our own need, then we can remove the known data and we can feed the unknown data, and we will train the unsupervised learning methods. Then we are going for a reinforcement learning. It is actually a semi-supervised learning. Here you will be having both labeled one and unlabeled one. This reinforcement learning, we can call it as combination of supervised and unsupervised learning. So you have both labeled and so unlabeled. Sometimes you will have a teacher, sometimes you will not have a teacher, but the system should learn and produce some kind of prediction. So that is where we are going for a machine learning techniques. So under machine learning, we have another subset called deep learning. Deep learning actually uses multi-neuron network architecture used to mimic the human brain. So what we have here in deep learning, you have 3 different classifications: artificial neural networks, convolutional neural networks, and recurrent neural networks. So if you want to predict something, and if you have a number data, you have to use artificial neural networks to predict something or some future parameters. And if you are going for an image kind of data, then you have to use convolutional neural networks. If you are using time series kind of data to predict, for example, if there is any rainfall in future, you need to go for a recurrent neural network. So time series data if you are using. So all these are different subset of AI. So in a broader sense, AI has ML and DL. So here AI is invented by or coined by Dr. John McCarthy, and ML is coined by Arthur Samuel, and then Heisenberg is coining the deep learning. So when we go with data science, we will be using all 3. AI we are using, ML we are using, DL we are using, where you can use based on your own requirement. but you will be using some mathematical models, statistics, probability, and linear algebra to extract some insight from the data. So you have huge volume of data which is available in real world now, because if you are using the internet, you are uploading the data every second, every millisecond, a large volume of data is generated. So if you want to extract meaningful insight, means whatever you want. For example, in Salem, if something is going on, if I wanted to understand in Karpur area what people are talking about, something like AI, you just take AI itself, artificial intelligence, the awareness campaign if you conduct in Karpur area, so people, they may post something in your social media. So just the campaign, you have to collect the data in different form. You cannot expect all people are technical experts and they will not be able to give the data in a proper format. What you need to do, you will be taking the data, I mean, whatever format they upload, either sometimes they may give feedback in text, sometimes they may give feedback in emoji, sometimes they may give feedback in PNG format, sometimes they will also upload small videos, sometimes they'll upload some kind of emojis also. So all these are different forms, but if you want to extract, to understand what people are thinking about the AI, then you have to apply some mathematical model, use some kind of machine learning techniques to extract and find out what they think about AI. And then again, you can even go and classify its age group also. For example, people around 25, within 25, what people are thinking about AI, about 25 to 45, what people are thinking, 45 and above, what people are thinking. Like that, you can go for some kind of prediction in the data science. So that you can call it as data analytics also. So you have a huge volume of data to make something understandable through use of machine learning or AI or deep learning. You will be using any algorithms. Okay, so that is why we go for this. Now you will be able to understand by seeing this, what is AI, what is the need of AI. Now we will be going for BI, so business intelligence and artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence, it's mainly used for predictive analytics. That means you will be using something past, some historical data will be used, and then some statistical algorithm will be used. With that, you will be predicting what will be the future. So for example, in the Salem area, whether the rain will be there today or this, nowadays we are getting the rainfall prediction in 3 hours also. So in 3 hours, what will be the rainfall? That also you can calculate by using the historical data. So that is the predictive analytics. Then autonomous decision making, here you are going for building a model to predict future sales based on historical data again, and market trends and other relevant factors. You will be using this. For example, you are running a e-mart store, e-commerce website. If you wanted to identify which product will be selling fast, you take an example of Amazon and Flipkart. So they wanted to identify if they are going for big billion day or some kind of days, no? So they will be able to predict easily based on the past historical data. And now if they open, what are the products will be selling fast, or more number of products will be sold. So that is the idea. So autonomous decision making, AI will be used. So they will use machine learning models here. And here in business intelligence, it is actually a descriptive analytics. It is not completely as like AI, but it is a descriptive analytics. What actually we are doing in descriptive analytics, it's actually summarizing and interpreting historical data to describe what has happened in the past. So what you are going to do here in this business and intelligence, so by having the past experience, you will just understand what will be the based on the historical data, you just describe what was happened and what basis. So you can take some parameters and then you can say, based on this was happened. That's it. So that is descriptive analytics. And decision support, analyzing the sales data from the past year to understand which products were the best seller and identifying trends in customer purchasing behavior. So this is another example for a decision support in business intelligence. Again, here also you will be using the historical data analysis reporting. So that is the idea in business intelligence, right? So now in AI, again, we have a classification: weak AI, strong AI, and super intelligence. We are actually in the era of super intelligence. So we have gone through weak AI. For example, AI that was used to beat the chess grandmaster. So you play computer, chess using a computer, and into two-player game. One will be the computer and another will be the human being. So that will be the weak. Because you are not going to completely use so much of complex problems or so much of complex algorithms to solve, because all these are predefined. The chess master is all steps are predefined. Right. Next is the strong AI, multitasking. Here, strong AI is difficult to create than weak AI. It is general purpose intelligence that can demonstrate human abilities. Actually, here, human abilities like you can learn something or reason something and can be demonstrated by the AI. For example, you can take like simple a newborn baby. So how the newborn baby grows in the real world by understanding the circumstances and environment, the baby can learn new things and then he will survive in the real world. Same way, if you develop a multitasking agent, the agent should learn from the environment and the agent should learn from the environment and predict or act according to the environment. Okay. So that is the strong AI. Now, super intelligence, as stated by leading AI thinker Nick Bostrom, super intelligence is an AI that is much smarter than the best human brains in practically every field. You take every field. Now, we are actually saying our human brains are having millions and trillions of interconnection between the biological neurons. So whenever I say super intelligence, it is the ultimate power of AI. So when I say you select some bright brains in the world, more than that person, your super intelligence will act fast. So that is in the emerging state, but we have now good applications in super intelligence. So now our idea is the FDP, what we are actually focusing on this is how the artificial intelligence and machine learning is used in industry. So I'm not actually going to talk about the first, second, third, but I'll be talking from fourth and fifth, because you may be knowing about what is first, second, third, because it is century old industry revolutions. Okay. So now what I'm saying, in industry 1.0, it actually started the birth of manufacturing. We can say like the birth of manufacturing. The first industrial revolution actually introduced steam and coal-powered machines, actually dramatically boosting productivity. It actually revolutionized industry, transportation, and the way people work. So that is the first revolution. So first revolution always talks about our first revolution they have done for mechanization, steam, and water power. Actually, it is not steam, it is steam power and water power, right? So that is the first industry revolution. It actually happened in 1760 to 1830. Then comes industry 2.0, the age of industry. I mean, electricity. With the rise of electricity power and petroleum, industries evolved through innovations like electric grid, production lines, internal combustion engines. So these advancements fueled mass production and gave birth to sectors like automobiles, chemicals, and telecommunications. So these are the second revolution. So in second revolution itself, we have started producing the automobiles, chemicals, and telecommunications. So third industry revolution. So it was in 1970 to 2000. So here comes computer. So this is actually, we call it as a digital revolution. The industry 3.0 is actually called a digital revolution. Here computers and automated manufacturing started. Here PLCs, you people know about the programmable logical computers, right? And the robotics and information technologies reshaped the complete production. So here the internet and renewable energy further accelerated the automation and globalization. So in 3.0, we can say that the computer came into existence and the globalization we have done. And industry 4.0, this actually, we are right now in industry 4.0, but people or industries are emerging to the industry 5.0, but I'll tell you that in the next talk. Now here the industry 4.0, we call it as a smart technology. So where the artificial intelligence plays vital role. So here emerging in the 21st century, Industry 4.0 actually bridges the physical and digital world. So we use IoT, robotics, AI, cloud computing, smart machines, drive, hyper automation, then reducing the human intervention and enabling seamless and augmented interactions. So here we are in 4.0. We have not, actually we say we are in the initial stage of industry 4.0, but the corporates are emerging or planning to move to industry 5.0. So I'll tell you what is industry 5.0 in late. Okay. So the industry 4.0 completely focusing on the technologies like AI, IoT, robotics, and cloud computing and smart machines, right? So you can see here how actually the industry is growing from first revolution to fourth revolution. So what are the technologies have been used? Now we are using 5G wireless networks, which is 70 times faster than 4G wireless. Don't ask me, sir, are we getting it? We don't know, but that is the actual idea when we go for 4G to 5G and we use IoT, cloud computing, big data, AI, and mobile, right? Now, in industry 4.0, if I say you have to use cyber physical systems. So I said no, industry here we will be using the cyber physical system based on the use of CPS. So what actually we are going to do, we are connecting the computer, cyber we call it as a computer, and physical devices, physical systems which are available in here to get or collect the data. If you see here, whenever we increase the revolution and the automatically degree of complexity also gets increased. So because we are actually going with the complex development, so the degree of complexity also will increase. All right. So now, as I said, in industry 4.0, we are actually using the cyber physical system, actually collection of physical and computer cyber components that are integrated with each other to operate a process safely and efficiently. For example, cyber physical system include industrial control system, water system, robotic system, and smart grids, all this. So you see here in this picture, the physical devices which are available in Earth space that will send data to the cloud. So it actually, the cloud, what we call it as, maybe you have a different computers connected to each other with a network, then that sensing, we will be sensing the data in the real world, then that is collected and stored in the cloud, so that are in the machine, so that it will be used for different kinds of application, analyzing, predicting, and the optimizing and planning and control. So likewise, you can go for many applications by using the data which we collect by using the CPS. Right? Now, how this AI impacts on business? What is the role of AI? AI has a wide range of application across various business sectors. Some key areas AI is making a significant impact includes customer service, data analytics, marketing and advertising, supply chain management, product development. Customer, right, nowadays, if you go to any bank website, no, and not even bank website, if you take if you are using a credit card, or even if you are using a any Wi-Fi, mobile subscriber, they have an agent, AI-based agent. So they no need to have a human being to help every individual users to give whatever comments or whatever help they need from the organization. So everything is handled by the AI agent. 24/7, the system will be there, and whatever question you ask, everything will be addressed by the AI agent itself. And then data analytics, as I said, in the data science, you are having a lot of volume of data is available. So you have to use some statistical algorithms and AI tools to analyze your huge volume of data, which is in the unstructured form, and then you can extract some meaningful insights out of the huge volume of data. And then you have a marketing and advertising. So you have an AI-enabled targeted advertising and personalized recommendation, predictive analytics, enhancing marketing effectiveness and customer engagement. For example, personalized recommendation, if you are searching something in Google, I suppose if I wanted to buy a laptop, I give my specification, I search, and nowadays if you use Google search, it will ask you to log in your Gmail, right? Once you log in with your Gmail, if you leave that page also, if you open another tab, automatically whatever product you search, that will be recommended for you from different e-commerce website. So it is actually based on your personalized recommendation. System is actually learning. The AI is enabled actually at the back end. It actually learns how you are browsing once you come to the home page. First, where you are clicking, what you are searching for. Your searching pattern is also learned by the machine. Based on that, the personalized recommendation is given to the user. And supply chain management, AI helps optimize inventory management. See, now you have, if you are buying a product in Amazon or Flipkart or wherever it is, you have a supply chain management by using AI. You can easily trace where your product right now is lying. It is very simple. You can simply trace and identify where your product is. You can follow it up through AI. The AI will everywhere it will give you. So that will actually give you the better understanding of your product transfer. Then product development, AI can assist in product design, optimization, innovation by analyzing customer feedback, market trends, and competitor data. So all these are nowadays available in the market. So once you buy a product, you give whatever feedback you want, whether it is like or dislike or comment or whatever video you can post, audio you can post, or even you can images you can post. By analyzing all these things, you can develop something which attracts more number of customers later. So that is the another important thing where we are using AI. So now, if we use AI, what is the advantage, sir? Sir, I'm using in different kinds of business. What is the advantage of using AI here? Increased efficiency. So AI actually automates the repetitive tasks, enabling employees to focus on higher value activities. You are not going to repeat the same. You have an employee, for example, you are deputing some employee for customer care or customer service. So every time if he receives a call from a customer, the same questions may be repeated. Instead of answering the same to the every individual customer, the AI agents will do the job. No need to worry about it. But we are only doing or employing our own employees, which are high value activities. So there actually comes, this is the reason why we are going for Industry 5.0, where we are using both human being and the machine. That is what we call it as machine human centric actually. So improving the productivity and the efficiency, then enhanced decision making. AI algorithms can analyze large data sets, identify patterns, and generate insights, aiding in more informed and accurate decision making. And improved customer experiences. AI enables businesses to deliver personalized experience, tailored recommendation. It depends on the individual user, and faster response times, leading to higher customer satisfaction. And then we are going for cost reduction. So you are actually, whenever we go with AI, then obviously the cost will be reduced, but it will be a one-time investment because we are not going to pay monthly. It will reduce the labor cost. Automation reduces the labor cost and enables organization to optimize process, leading to cost saving and improved benefits. Okay, sir, fine. All these are there. What is the challenge when we go with AI for industry? What is the challenge? So challenges that need to be addressed is ethical concern. See, any technology, whatever it is, either it is a artificial intelligence or blockchain or edge computing, fog computing, anything, whatever you take, the technology should be used in right sense. If it is not used in right sense, obviously it will end up with the disastrous. So now ethical concern, AI raises ethical questions regarding data privacy because we are feeding huge volume of data. So where is the privacy? See, I'll tell you one more thing here. If you are into internet, you are not private, you are open to the world. If I say I have a Gmail, right? I have my password completely protected with strong password. You think your system is unbreakable? No, you are open to the world. At least the person who designs or who develops the system can understand or can easily enter as like me legally, then he can come out. Whatever modification he can do, he'll do that, he'll come out. So it is, once you are into internet, you are open to the world. So, and then that is the major concern, ethical concern, that we have to say that nobody should enter without my knowledge. That is the privacy policy we have to sign with Gmail. That is what it will ask while we create a new account. So that without reading, we will be giving okay only, but that is the reason. And bias in algorithms and job displacement, requiring businesses to navigate these issues responsibly. That is the ethical concern. And skill gap. Skill gap in the sense, now we are saying we are going to replace almost all the industries completely automated with AI. Do you think the person who is 55 or 55 plus can learn this AI? Yes, he has to learn, because the AI will not take your job until you learn the AI to use for your own job. That is the skill gap. So right now we are not getting the workforce, but we have to do upskilling or reskilling the employees become crucial to leverage AI effectively. What we need to do, either we have to update the knowledge or you have to learn completely new, reskill it. Okay, so that is what here. That is what our Honorable Prime Minister also said in one meeting in France, when they asked the question whether the AI will take your job. No, until if you learn on your own and how to use AI for your own business, the AI will not replace you. If you are not too intelligent, your AI will take your job. That's what he said. Security risk, actually, AI systems may be vulnerable to cybersecurity threats, emphasizing the need for robust security measures to protect sensitivity data. So that is the another reason. Suppose if you are putting some kind of sensitive data like medical data in cloud, and then you are using some kind of AI algorithms to predict something, then obviously there will be a security threat. It is better to protect some high-end protection algorithms should be used. Now I'll just go through some of the applications where we are using AI and ML. Till this, if you have any questions, please you can raise. Otherwise, I'll move on. I think there is no question, so I'll be continuing my talk. So the applications in almost all the industries, even in agricultural also we are using AI, because for precision agriculture, all this we will be using AI. Okay, so now I'll just go through one of some applications where we use AI and ML. Automated customer support, I already told you have a chatbots. You will have the better AI agent which will reply to individual user. It is actually a personalized approach only. Based on the query, the AI agent will answer. And then personalized shopping experience, again, I already told, you'll be having the AI agent, which will actually help you to understand different shopping e-commerce websites, and wherever whatever product, for example, as I said, if you are purchasing or planning to buy a laptop, if you give a specification, your Google will show multiple shopping e-commerce websites. So that actually handled by AI agent only. So you can select based on your own experience to deeper level. That is the another example for AI. And healthcare, actually, this healthcare we will be detailedly studying when we go with generative AI, how generative AI is used in healthcare. So healthcare AI-enabled workflow assistants are aiding the doctors free up their schedules. This is initial stage only. The initial stage of use of AI is actually for how a doctor can schedule their work, how they can spend time with inpatients, outpatients, and operations, all this. So streamlining process and opening a new avenue for the industry. Like this also will help you to understand. So these AI initially, for my understanding, the AI initially used to identify the potential area where I can start new industry. For example, you have the Rolex watch. If I buy, you have GPS enabled Rolex watch. So the customers, wherever they go, that will be tracked, and they will also collect the data that is actually taken already approval from the users. Without that, they will not do. all the data will be collected, where they go, what they buy, everything is collected. Then that data is actually used for a business where we can start, for example, some industry, some places, some 1,000 Rolex customers are there. Out of the 1,000, some 100 Rolex customers are buying one particular product. So that particular product, they have to travel for 20, 30 kilometers. Then you can start a business there. Then obviously you'll get some profit. Like that, I'm saying in a smaller sense, but it is in a bigger sense. You can use huge volume of data to start your own business. And in addition to AI-powered technology, helps pathologists in analyzing the tissue samples and thus in turn making more accurate diagnosis. So that is the advantage. Sometimes the human radiologist might miss something and pathologists might miss something, but AI agents will not miss anything. 100% accurately will predict. And finance, as usual, the finance automated advisors nowadays, once you search for some loan in any Google, any app is there, any website, financial institutions, if you search, automatically the data will be collected and multiple agents will call you for a best rate of interest. So, right, automated advisors, that is actually done by automated advisors powered by AI, are capable of predicting the best portfolio or stock based on preferences by scanning the market data. An actionable report based on relevant financial data is also being generated by scanning millions of key data points, thus saving analysts numerous hours of work. Then smart cars and drones. With autonomous vehicles running on the roads and autonomous drones delivering the shipments, a significant amount of transportation and service related issues can be resolved faster and more effectively. Nowadays, in metros, they are using to deliver the medicines. They use drones nowadays. So, as like these kinds of applications, many other applications also can be developed. Right now, autonomous vehicles, we are waiting for Tesla in India. Most probably, we will get in another 2-3 years. So Tesla will be in our roads. So likewise, but by the time we will have different kind of AI, which will help us in different perspective. So that is the another application where we are using. And travel and navigation, this everybody might have used. AI-enabled mapping. Here what we are using when we click your source to destination, your Google Map is now giving the directions to multiple routes. It is your job to find out. Again, it is asking the human being intervention to identify the optimal path, because sometimes you feel, I don't want to pay the toll. Even if it is a small road or single road, I am ready to travel in that. So you can choose that. So that is actually done by AI-enabled mapping. Nowadays, it is giving 2-3 routes. One actually it shows with the toll how much you need to pay. That also is updated. And if you go without toll route, how much extra kilometers you need to travel, that is also given. So these kinds of information actually given by using the AI-enabled mapping. It scans the road information and utilizes the algorithms to identify the optimal route to take, be it in a bike or car or bus or train or even by walk. That is possible. And social media. So social media, actually Facebook uses advanced machine learning to do everything from serving content to you and to recognize your face in photos to target user with advertising. One the better application I can tell you in Facebook, because not now, 5 years before, 5-6 years before, people used to upload their last minute video and they commit suicide. So what they did in Facebook, they have done a intensive literature review and study. Then they came up with some kind of content analysis by using AI and machine learning models. If any content posted by any kind of user, which is like they feel that is the last video from that particular user, and their mood is about to commit suicide, then immediately by understanding or analyzing the IP address of that person, then the nearest police station will be informed, and immediately they'll go and rescue that person. That is one kind of application, very interesting application developed by Facebook by using AI and ML. And then Instagram, now owned by Facebook, uses AI to identify visuals. And then LinkedIn, Instagram, I don't want to say because now Facebook is slightly fading away. Many people are using Instagram and LinkedIn. LinkedIn actually professional social media. Uses AI to offer job recommendations, such as people you might like to connect with. You might like to connect with in collaboration with your area of interest and serving you specific post in your field. So that is the another advantage. So everywhere we are running the artificial intelligence algorithms without even our knowledge. Now, smart home devices. So the connected devices of smart homes provides the data and the AI learns from that data to perform certain tasks without human intervention. So as like you have initially when we started talking about when we were in the college, they used to talk about the fuzzy logic. We were using fuzzy logic in the washing machine, all these things we used to study. But now smart devices completely occupies the home. Every home now becomes the smart home. Almost all the devices what we have in our home becomes smart devices. Now, example is Alexa. Many people are having Alexa in their home. They enjoy. And at the same time, you have multiple tube lights, fans. Everywhere now AI is enabled. So it is used in home smart devices. Then creative arts like AI powered technology can help musicians create new things. Nowadays, even the music also composed using AI only, right? Completely, AI agent can compose a music based on the situation and based on the lyrics. That is possible. That is done by AI. Then surveillance and security. AI is making possible for humans to constantly monitor multiple channels with feed coming in from a huge number of cameras at the same time. This is one thing. And many places nowadays, the cameras are installed to monitor the vehicle speed. If you exceed your limit, automatically the bill will be generated with your photograph, with your vehicle photograph. It will be sent to your mobile. Then they will ask you to pay the fine in online. So that is done in security and surveillance also. And even the surveillance is used for multiple applications like theft identification and fraud identification in many places. This particular AI is used. Right. The first AI, humanoid AI in India is Sophia. This first AI humanoid robot developed by Hong Kong-based company Hanson Robotics in 2016. Sophia introduced herself and spoke to the students appearing for their exams. Right. So now, actually, this kind of agents we need to counsel our students, particularly those who go for 12th exams or 10th exams, in general public exams, or even they go for NEET kind of examination. That will help the individual person personalized advice. Right. It will ask 2-3 questions. It will understand what is the mindset of the person. Based on that, it will advise what we need to do and how we can remove the fear of that person from his mind and make him free. That's what the idea. So that is done by these kinds of robots. Okay. So I am just taking, I'm stopping here. If you have any doubt, please come and ask me. I'm ready to answer for your question. No more questions? So, okay. So I'll just go ahead. So impact of artificial intelligence on the industry, particularly travel and tourism. Why I have taken this industry, I'll tell you. The reason behind this is when AI completely takes a role in industries, first industry to lose their job is travel and tourism. Because nowadays, everything is planned by using the AI agents. If I say I wanted to visit some cool place in southern Tamil Nadu from this date to this date, it will completely give you the itinerary and then the best hotels, best food, and how much it will cost. And once you go there, everything will be ready. Just you occupy the room, enjoy your trip. That's it. So that is why I've taken this. Traveling has become easier with AI because you have routine jobs. Like after years of hype, hospitality and travel companies are now delivering real added value for consumers by integrating AI into online search and booking platforms set by Greg Codes from Skip Team, which is a travel and tourism news providing agency. AI has pumped up the travel and tourism industry with its support. You can see here, global travel industry gross booking reached 1.6 trillion in 2016-17, making it one of the largest and fastest growing sectors in the world. Okay, factoring in indirect economic contribution, travel and tourism now accounts for staggering in 10.2% of global GDP. Now, if you see this much we are getting from this, but we are going to use AI, then obviously the loss of job is more. There is no doubt that AI is revolutionizing the whole travel and tourism industry. Here are some of the top factors on which there are impacts of AI on travel and tourism industry. Hotel booking, chatbots are available, room services, data analysis. All these are done by this data analysis. If I say I select some particular region, for example, if I am coming to Aircard, what are different hotels are available in that particular location, and then what is the cost and what is the ambience, what are the facilities are available, is breakfast is provided as complimentary or not. Everything is analyzed by using this data analysis. So that will, because that is our query. So we can reduce the data by posting so much of queries so that it will concretely find some answer and will give you. That is the idea. So here, if you see here, number of hotels owned by, for example, the Statista, actually, it's in a competitive market of travel industry. There are hundreds of accommodations available in every city. It is difficult for a customer to choose best option among them. Sites like Digify and then virtual assistants actually helps people to choose an optimal hotel. There are many other websites working to provide best choices. Even nowadays, what are those? Make My Trips. Many other things are there. I don't remember. All those are helping the users by using AI agents to identify the best hotels in that particular location. Chatbots are used according to the report by 2025. 80% of the customers will be talking to the enterprises without a human. I think you might have seen in the news, in a hotel, if you go in, if you want to pay, you don't need to even use your credit card. If you have even a smartwatch, you can, there are chatbots or robots are employed to make the payment very easy. Just go and show your smartwatch and scan the QR code. You can just pay and leave. That will be some limited percentage. Like I said, your credit card, if you are using below 2,500, you don't need to give your PIN number. Just swipe and then come. That's it. So likewise, the AI agents or chatbots will help you. They are an active part of tourism industry as well. Hotels have their own chatbots on social media to assist their customers. You can see in the right side, it will ask like human, it will chat with you for how many people you want, choose the timing. And we have the following date available still. Which date would you like to book? You can give the date, thanks. Like that, it will book in the social media itself. It is available in WhatsApp itself, everywhere. Now they are employing this in WhatsApp. You can just use that chatbots. You can completely use your AI in that particular application, right? Major reason behind the success of chatbots in travel industry is the requirements, because every customer expects the fast and accurate replies for whatever query they ask. This is what I said. You have a robot which will help you for the room service. Have you ever experienced AI room service? Voice assistant and chatbots are extensively used to provide optimum room services. This is not only provides a unique feature, but also leave a memorable impact on the minds of their clients. Okay. Then data analysis. AI assist in data processing and analysis. One of its chief role is to gather customer information about their preferences and how they behave. So if you use here this chatbot, if you are using this robot for your room service, it will read every individual customer behavior based on their behavior and individual understanding. Then the robots will help the personalized recommendations. That is what here. They will identify the preference and behaviors. It is also this is what all these are industry 5.0 now. Why we are discussing all these things, where we are making use of AI in the industries. It also taking in instant reviews and feedbacks from the customers. On the basis of this information, portals can strategize and re-evaluate their policies. So based on their feedback, immediately it will summarize and will give you. Because as I said in the beginning, the feedback of the customers will not be in a proper format. It will not be in a grammatical sentence. It will be in a junk words. They'll put it in different language that should be understandable by a human being only, individual persons only. But the chatbot or the AI agents will easily understand, and then it will convert that into a English language, in a common language, and then it will re-summarize and give it to the portal owners so that they will re-evaluate their policies. Suppose if I say your booking, or your checkout timing is not good, then they will take that, then re-evaluate it. The same comment is given by the multiple number of customers, how this can be rectified. That is what actually, that is their policy, but they have to re-evaluate the policy based on the recommendation. Okay, this is what I said, the cashless payment. AI allows customer to pay online according to their preferences. Electronic bracelets are introduced by big names in the industry like media hotels, because that is the biggest role player in the tourism industry. Such wearables are a part of AI that assists the guests to pay just few touches. They can also connect with the nearby fashion stores and restaurants. So if you use that device, you can easily find out where the best hotels are, best fashion stores are available to buy something. You can go ahead and see. The summary here is the ability of AI is to perform the complex tasks that earlier required the human cognitive ability is marvelous. From customer support to assistance to business enterprise, AI is serving all ends of travel and tourism industry. The statistics and presence of AI technologies at every step of a process in this industry shows its brilliance. AI and travel and tourism industry is clearly evident to every traveler and business persons. Do you have any question here? Vinagaran sir? Vinagaran sir? I think your coordinator said by 7:30 we can break for some time. That's why I'm calling him.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
sir, we can give a break, sir.
Yes, yes. I'll start.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Will resume, sir.
We can start, sir, after 15 minutes, sir.
Okay, fine, sir. No
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay, shall we continue? Okay, I'll start from here where we stopped. And I have another. Sir, Dinagaran sir, I'm starting, sir. Sir, I'm starting. Okay. So the next application where we use artificial intelligence to detect the financial frauds in the financial institutions. So here yes, sir. The role of AI in fraud detection is AI technology enables fraud detection system to analyze vast amount of data in real time and identify an unusual pattern of behavior that are indicative of fraudulent activity. Here are some key ways in which AI is used fraudulent activities like automated anomaly detection, fraud monitoring system to recognize pattern in data that suggests fraudulent activity. These patterns can include unusual transaction amounts. For example, for the last 10 years or 5 years data, if I feed for my account, how much maximum transaction I have done, that will be stored in the AI-based database. Then if I do the transaction multiple number of times more than what I have done before, then immediately that may be identified as the fraudulent activity, and immediately this will be informed to the concerned authority. So multiple transactions from same device are purchased made from different location in short span of time. First time I am purchasing 2 o'clock in Salem and for 3 o'clock in Chennai, then obviously there is a chance for fraudulent activity. So that is also detected by AI-based algorithms that will actually flag that as the red transactions for further investigation. So before releasing the fund, the concerned financial institutions may verify that, then it will release the fund. The behavioral analysis, so analyze the customer behavior pattern over time to identify unusual activity. For example, if a customer suddenly begins to make large purchases outside their usual spending habits, AI system can flag these transactions as suspicious transaction. For example, I use credit card for 2.5 lakhs. So for 2.5 lakhs, immediately I'm going and purchasing for 2,49,000 in gold jewelry. Then obviously that will be flagged as red transaction, but it will be put into the investigation. The natural language processing. This is mainly to analyze the communication between the customers, like analyze the customer communication such as emails and or chat transcripts to identify indications of fraud. For example, if a customer suddenly changes their account information and then sends an email requesting a password reset, AI can identify this as a potential fraud attempt because there is a chance for misuse of the authentic information. So continuous learning, all these are actually the AI agents, whatever I have listed here, and automated anomaly detection, behavioral analysis, natural language processing, all these are continuous learning. Every individual user, how he behaves for over a period of time, that is actually learned by the AI agent, then it gives the better outcome. So AI algorithms can be trained with new data to improve their accuracy and effectiveness over a time period. This continuously learns to ensure that the fraud detection systems stay up to date with the latest fraud trends and the tactics, whatever they use. Because if I don't update my AI agents, then the frauds, they may use different tactics to do the fraud activity. So that will be identified if you are continuously updating your AI agents. Overall, the role of AI fraud detection is to identify suspicious behavior and fraudulent transaction in real time. Because if you are identifying the transaction made 1 week before now, then there is no use. So it should be identified in real time, reducing the risk of financial losses for finance businesses and protecting the customer data. So how AI can help in preventing this? These are for identification, how we can prevent the financial fraud and banking. AI has emerged as a powerful tool in the fight against banking and financial fraud. These systems use machine learning algorithms to continuously improve their accuracy and effectiveness over time. For instance, use of deep learning, which is a subset of machine learning that involves training neural networks to recognize pattern in data. It has been successfully used in the detection of financial fraud due to its ability to process vast amount of data. Because when I said the deep learning, it is mainly used to process the huge volume of data in a real time and identify complex pattern that might not be immediately obvious possible by the human analyst. It is not easy for the human being, but the deep learning algorithm can do it in a fraction of time so that it will identify the fraudulent activities. One of the key advantages of AI-powered fraud detection system is their ability to detect highly complex fraudulent activities that traditional rule-based systems may miss. So that is the advantage. Maybe if you are using the system developed for your own bank or your own financial institutions, then if there is a chance this may miss some kind of fraudulent activity. But if you have a AI which is continuously evolving, that is the continuously evolving AI agent, if you develop, then obviously there is a chance, there is a highest chance for identifying the fraudulent activities. Okay, they can detect bank fraud that involves multiple accounts, devices, and locations, or fraud that is spread across different channels such as online and in-person transaction. This is possible for multiple users. Suppose if I deploy one system, maybe if you are deploying using or you may use some human resource for identifying these kind of fraudulent activities. Maybe the person will identify one or two, maybe five maximum possible. But if you deploy a agent, it will predict, identify, prevent multiple number of accounts and multiple devices and multiple locations. That is the major advantage where we employ our AI. So predictive analytics, as I said, AI is used mainly for predictive analytics, which uses the historical data, statistical algorithms, machine learning techniques to predict. The predictive analytics algorithms can identify high-risk customers or transactions and alert financial institutions to potential fraudulent activity before it occurs. However, AI-powered fraud detection systems are not foolproof and can produce false positives or false negatives. There are chances because AI, I cannot say 100% accurate as of now, maybe 99.9%, but it's a point. What is the percentage of mixed appointment in the with respect to this before appointment reminder set? For example, I want to identify how many days before I should send the reminder to the patients to visit my clinic so that they won't miss the appointments. So that is identified by using the supervised learning model, which will learn from the past examples to predict the future. So in this example, this model particularly actually uses the model predicts the likelihood of future missed appointment based on the timing and text. This will be using the past data and then it learns on its own. That is what we have to do. Here in unsupervised learning, as I already told, this is another example. Unsupervised model can aid with the discovery and identify hidden patterns in raw data. So here, if you need to analyze the blood glucose level and cholesterol levels to group patients with the similar health profiles, an unsupervised model could identify those clusters without any labels. So here, the particularly will be using the K-means clustering I have shown in the second slides itself. So here, unsupervised learning, it will not have any labeled data. There won't be any teachers to teach how the data can be classified. Here, this will be using the clustering techniques, which will identify or it will group similar patients together. Maybe there are chances for outliers that we have to take care in our algorithms. So how much data you provide, based on that, the clustering will be found. Maximum, see, whenever you increase, the data is the fuel, sir. For AI, we say AI, you have to have the data, enough data. Data is the fuel for your AI, artificial intelligence. If you feed more number of data, the accurate prediction will be there. So the clustering also will be done like that only. Okay. So artificial neural networks, here they, as you know, so you will be having the many interconnected nodes and neurons that can learn to perform tasks by processing the data and making predictions. Deep learning models typically have many layers of neurons, which allows them to learn more complex patterns also. So here the neural network use both labeled and unlabeled data. Here we call it as semi-supervised learning, because semi-supervised is a combination of both supervised and unsupervised, or you can call it as a reinforcement learning. So here, if you see, this particular AI is actually inspired by the human brain. So whatever we call here nodes are neurons. They learn from the perform. Actually, these are learning patterns. So you have to have a hidden layers, and then you have an output layer. So this hidden layer actually should be like this. How we can decide number of hidden layers, either input plus output, 2/3 of these two. Maybe you can have greater than the input, less than the output. So that is what the number of hidden layers you should have in your neural network or deep learning models, whatever you use for your prediction. So deep learning is a machine learning, as I already told. So here you will be having artificial neural networks, which will help you to predict even more complex patterns than the traditional machine learning models. So here, these are predictive. Whenever I say predictive, there are two types of deep learning models. One is generative, another one is predictive. What is predictive models? Typically trained on the data set, which is actually a supervised one. Learnable data will be there, which is used to classify or predict labels, learns the relationship between the features of the data points and the label. So then it will cluster it, you can classify that. But if you go with the generative AI, the generates new data that is similar to the data it was trained on previously and learns the probability distribution of existing data. So the generates new data instance based on the learned probability distribution of existing data. You give some partial data, based on that partial, the remaining data will be generated by the generative AI, right? So here, in a simpler terms, traditional predictive machine learning model attempt to learn the relationship between the data and what you want to predict. So here, if you see, you are giving the data and you also feed the label for this particular data, and you use the predictive machine learning model. It actually learns the relationship between the data and the label. For example, if I say all is green, whenever I say in my data, if it is green, then I may classify as a grass, something like that. So that particular relationship will be used to predict, right? So that will be the output, then you will get the label. Then if you go for a generative AI, you are only giving the input, okay? So that learns from the pattern and generates the new content. Whatever data you feed, it will learn by using the generative AI model and it generates the new content based on the data what you feed, right? Actually, it learns based on some pattern that can generate the new content for your output. Okay, generative AI is a subset of deep learning. It uses ANN to process labeled, unlabeled using supervised, unsupervised, and semi-supervised model. So here in generative AI, you are using all three, right? So you will be using supervised one, unsupervised one, and semi-supervised one. You have a labeled one, unlabeled one, and then you can combine both also. That is possible. So now generative AI creates new content based on what it has learned from existing content. For example, the content, whatever the generative AI can generate is text content it will generate. Sometimes code also, programs also can be generated, images also can be generated, speech also can be generated, video also can be generated, three-dimensional objects also can be generated, audio is also possible. So the process of learning from existing content is called training. The result in the creation of a statistical model. When I given a set of instruction, generative AI uses the statistical model to predict what an expected response might be, and this results in a newly generated content. We will see some examples so that you will easily understand. So the training code and labeled data is fed into the traditional machine learning model. So you have a training data set, and then you have a labeled one, then that will fed into the machine learning model, then it will predict, either it will predict or it will classify or it will group. That is what actual traditional machine learning model it uses. So traditional machine learning model process uses training code and labeled data to build a model. Depending on your need, the model can be used for prediction, classification, or grouping data points. But generative AI process is much more robust because you can see here why I said it is robust. You are giving both labeled one, unlabeled one, also training code in the foundation model. Then it creates different new content. It can be a text generation, it can be a code generation, or it can be image generation, it can be audio, it can be a video, any form. Okay, you can build a foundation model, which is a model that is trained on a large amount of labeled or unlabeled data. So this is actually a large amount of trained, labeled or unlabeled data and can be adapted to perform a wide range of tasks. So this is actually developed to generate multiple content, multiple new content actually. The foundation model can be used to generate new content. That is what the job of this generative AI. Okay. So for example, I feed text. So text to text model in generative AI, text to text model actually whatever natural language I feed as input, it produces text as output.
they are trying to learn the mapping between para text. The text-to-text model can be used, summarize a research paper using plain language, translate patient educational material into other languages. So there are multiple applications we have in a text-to-text. You can generate text, or you can classify, or you can generate, summarize, or you can go for translation or research, extraction, clustering, content editing, or rewriting. For all these things, you can use it. There are several types of generative AI models are available. Text-to-text model are take a natural language input and produce output as text. Then these models are trying to learn the mapping between para text. For example, translating one language to another, or summarizing a research paper using a plain language. Sometimes if you wanted to read, so you have a court judgment for 100 pages. So a legal advisor, a lawyer, no need to read the 100 pages. Instead, if he feeds the important words or terms, legal terms, as an input to the generative AI model, it will actually summarize the complete 100-page report into a 1 or 2 page report, so that the legal user can easily understand what that 100-page report contains and what actually he wanted to take from that particular 100 page. So that is the advantage here. So text to image. So text to image, you feed, I wanted to generate an image of a temple, something like that. If you give us input, that text as an input, the generative AI will create an image with a temple. Okay, so text to image models are trained on a large set of images, each captured with a short text description. Diffusion is one method used to achieve this. So diffusion is one method. Actually, it generates the new image or removes the noises from the image. Okay, so text to image model can be used to generate and edit an image explaining a medical condition or a procedure. Text to image models are trained on a large set of images, each captioned with a short text description. Diffusion is one method used to achieve this. Text to image model can be used to generate and edit medical images. So this one advantage here, diffusion, is actually creates or generates a new model, or it will remove the noises from the image. So that will actually used for image editing. Okay, then you have text to video or text to 3D. You type something. Even sometimes if you feed in your generative AI, if you feed a story, this will generate a video. Whatever story you give as input in the text form, that is read by the generative AI, that will generate the complete video. No need to go for shooting and everything. It will generate complete video. Text to video models aim to generate a video representation from a text input. The input text can be anything from a single sentence or a full script, and the output video that corresponds to the text in whatever text you have given as input. Similarly, text to 3D model generated 3-dimensional objects can be generated that correspond to a user text description. Whatever I say, table, automatically 3-dimensional table. If you say dimensions also 3 meters long, 5 meters length, something like that, whatever the parameters you want to feed, that if you give, automatically the models used in generating model will generate the 3D objects. So generate a video for a patient demonstrating how to perform an exercise at home. That is also possible. If you want to see, this is now even they are using for educational, digital education. Now many courses are taught by using these kinds of videos only. You can create a 3-dimensional videos also, and then they will generate the 3-dimensional objects, which will be easy for understanding by the students. So it's good actually. Many places I have seen the complete textbook they have converted into a video, or maybe some easy understandable short 3-dimensional videos, so that people can easily understand what is the concept it is. Okay, and most of the times even they are using it in games also. 3-dimensional objects are used to generate some kinds of games. And text to task, this is very important. When I feed some text, that is actually trying to perform some kind of a specific task or action based on the text I feed. Example of text include answering a question, performing a search, making a prediction, or taking some sort of action. So text to task model can be prioritize or flag patient message that require more urgent attention, or evaluate documentation to suggest appropriate medical codes. So all these, it's like virtual assistants, sir. You can use these virtual assistants whenever some patient needs some immediate attention. If a patient is there in ICU, he actually asks for something, then immediately the text will be converted into a task. Immediately the task is performed. Maybe they can deploy some kind of robots, and then it will be, the text is converted into an action. So immediate response will be provided to that particular patient. So how you can distinguish between generative AI and other machine learning methods? So now AI actually, whenever I say machine learning system, so you are feeding something as an input, machine learning system will produce some output. So you can examine that output or delay it, right? On not generative AI, when Y is like this. So for example, you are getting like this. Either the output will be number, class, or probability, right? Not, it is not a generative AI, sir. It is only giving the output. Now here you see here, number is there. For example, estimating the probability of a patient being readmitted to the hospital within 30 days of operation due to complication, result in a numerical. Here we say 35%. Estimated probability of readmission within 30 days for patient with post-operative complications. So class here, you can see an example of classification task could be determined if a chest X-ray shows sign of pneumonia. So these are just a classification, only a number. This uses the past data, just classifies here whether this particular person is affected with pneumonia, or here it says based on the probability. These are not generative. So now here you see, if the output is a natural language, either a speech or text or an image or audio, then it is a generative AI. Here it is a number and it is yes or no, or here it is a probability. That is what we are saying here. It is not generative AI. These are generative AI. So what actually we are doing is generative AI. Here the output will be Y. This will be a natural language, or sometimes the image, or sometimes an output. So drafting a discharge summary from multiple medical record is an example for natural language. Creating autonomic models for surgical planning simulation cases results in an image. So that uses image. This is the output. Now, and generating heart and lung sounds to augment medical training is an example of audio. So these kinds of outputs, natural languages, this actually not generated with one report. It actually processes multiple reports from multiple sections, then generates the reports, and that will be given as the ready note for the doctors to verify. And then same way here, image also generated, and then the audio is also generated to easy prediction. So for all these things, if I say generative AI, for all these things, I need large language models. So LLMs. So LLMs are a specialized type of deep learning, so which uses mainly to understand whatever you feed as input, right? Large language models or LLMs are a specialized type of deep learning, but they are not the same thing as deep learning in general. As their name suggests, these are large general purpose language models that can be pre-trained and then fine-tuned for specific purpose. So whatever you feed, the system will itself learn every time you do something or you feed some natural language, it will learn on its own. Sometimes I mean something in my own text, somebody else will type something for their own mean understanding. So everything will be learned and it is personalized. So that is the advantage of LLM here. So large language models here, what actually it does? What makes these as languages so large? First thing, the size of training data set, the number of parameters what we feed. The general purposes can solve common problems. The first, enormous size of data is fed as a training data set, sometimes in a petatype scale. It is very, very important. We are actually feeding in a petatype scale. To put into a perspective, a single petatype can store approximately 20 million or 4-drawer filing cabinets filled with text. So these many 20 million 4-drawer files completely filled with text that will be fed into a large language model. So every text is analyzed and it will predict something in a fraction of time. So second is the amount of parameters. The parameters are the memories and the knowledge that machine learned when it was trained. They define the skill of a model in solving a problem such as predicting text. General purpose means that model are sufficient to solve common problems only. Is that clear? Now you see some of the examples here: pre-training and fine-tuning. That's what a good canine citizen. If I have a dog, these are common basic comments are normally sufficient for everyday life and helps your dog become a good canine citizen. So what we do: sit, come down, and stay. These are very basic, but these are not a specialized one. These are not a specialized one. These are normal dogs. Similar to basic comments, you would teach a dog. Pre-training is like a giving a LLM a general education. What we are doing in pre-training typically uses a large data set. What do we do? You here how we are going to make this normal dog into a specialized dog. What we are going to do? Training a dog, making this dog is a police dog, guide dog, and hunting dog. So what we have to do? We have to give different training, special training. You can see now if you need a special service dog, such as a police dog or a guide dog or a hunting dog, you add special training. Fine tuning is like a special training. That is what I said here. This is what actual general generative AI does in a LLM, large language model. It is not going to teach you very basic things, which is necessary only for a common life. But here we are doing a special training to make this normal dog into a special dog, which will perform a special task. That's it. So, but for that it uses a smaller data set to adapt a pre-trained LLMs to a specific task. So you have to have a pre-trained LLM. So to train this one. So generative AI relies on the capabilities of large language models. So mainly the accuracy of generative AI depends on the how you train your LLMs. What is the how much trained data you are feeding into a LLM to generate your text, audio, images, or synthetic data to solve specific and general problems. These large language models can be trained further with field-specific data sets to solve challenges like optimizing medication management for patients with complex chronic diseases or chronic conditions. So these are your training. You have to feed all these things. See, if I want to get some new content on text, new content on 3D, or new content on speech, first you should train everything, and then you should feed into your foundation model. This foundation model will generate the new content based on your text. So whatever you text, you feed or give as an input to this foundation model. That is what I said in this. So here you use this foundation model. This foundation model actually uses the pre-trained LLMs. Pre-trained LLMs are used, given into the foundation model, then that generates the new content. It can be in any form. As I said, it can generate text, code, image, speech, video, and three-dimensional objects. Okay, so this will use the outcome of this new content will solve some general purpose problem, or you can use it for specific problems also, trained with a new data set and generate the fine-tuned models. This is like your specific, more special training dogs. So that is what here. But for this, you have to feed enough training into your LLM models. Okay, so here LLM models are trying to solve common language problems like text classification, question answering, document summarization, text generation. This is what I said here. You can use it for educational purpose, trained with a relatively small amount of data. This can be used for education and sustainability and healthcare for any field. So all these can be used. For example, you take to make informed diagnosis and treatment decision for rare diseases, clinicians need to quickly and easily access the latest research summaries. Suppose a person comes, you take a pandemic situation, sir. simple pandemic situation, the doctors don't have any idea about what kind of disease it is. They need to study. They have to do a literature review. They have to study different research papers to come to a conclusion what would be the best medicine for this particular situation. But that is it is actually time consuming process. If a doctor sit in a room, how many papers he can read in a day? It is very difficult. 10,000 paper published in different journals in different locations, he has to read and to come to a conclusion what could be the best treatment for that particular situation. So it is very difficult. So what we can do, we can just feed everything into our generative AI that will summarize all these literature reviews, and then you will get some clue on it. That is what actually. This is a challenge because research is rapidly evolving, and then doctors might have limited experience with the rare diseases. Scientific literature is vast, and doctors need reliable summaries quickly. So everything should be done in a time frame manner. Keeping up with the latest research across hundreds or thousands of rare diseases in time consuming and overwhelming, are the answers to medical questions might be buried in dens of medical journals. So finally, doctors need reliable summarize quickly. So what we have to do, they no need to go to read all these papers. Instead, what they can do, they can use generative AI. The solution here is train an LLM to search and identify relevant studies. So first step, you have to train your LLMs. So that will go, train the model using PubMed and clinical trial databases, wherever you have. For our database, during this pandemic, John Hopkins University, some university, they used the database. So that database can be used, and different journals published in publication PubMed. So all these are fed into a LLM. Then LLM will generate the concise summaries of key findings in each individual papers after reading all these things. Then integrate a tool into a clinical workflow. Just you can use that summary and then you can go for a integration. So that is the idea why we are going for generative AI for this. So first, LLM can be trained in a search through massive repository of medical literature like PubMed and clinical trial database, and identify information relevant to a specific rare diseases through, that is the key, whatever we feed into LLM. Then using its natural language processing capabilities, the LLM can generate concise summaries of key findings from a relevant research papers or reports, highlighting diagnostic criteria, latest treatment recommendation, and ongoing clinical trials. So these are key findings it will give. And finally, tool can be used or integrated into a clinical workflow that where clinician can enter as suspected rare disease and instantly access tailored medicines, whatever we are planning for it. All right. So that is the advantage here. So the benefit of using pre-trained LLMs in comparison to traditional development models. So this is pre-trained LLM, which is used for generative AI. You don't need to be a machine learning expert. There is no need to train a model. Prompt design must be considered. This prompt design must be considered here in generative AI. In traditional ML, you need to learn the machine learning expertise because you have to develop your own algorithm for your own examples. You need to train the examples and you need to train the model, and then computing time will be high, and specific software also needed sometimes when you go for a complex prediction by using a machine learning models. So that is not there in your LLMs when I go for generative AI by using LLMs. So the benefits of using the large language models, a single model can be used for multiple tasks. Minimal field data is required for fine tuning. Performance increases as data parameter are added more. This is a dream come true actually. When we say generative AI, large language models that are trained with the petabytes of data and generate billions of parameters are smart enough to solve specific tasks like language translation. You have a lot of applications now, sentence completion. Sentence completion in the sense, you type partially, after that you forget, but you enter for search. But the generative AI will complete your incomplete sentence. Then text classification, question answering, and many more you can do it. Tailoring LLM require minimal training data. Even with a little domain data, large language model achieve acceptable performance, and they can be used for few short or even zero shot scenarios. In machine learning, few shot means refers to training model with minimal data set. And if we go for a zero shot, it implies that a model can recognize things that have not explicitly been taught in the training before. Even without any data, also automatically the generative AI will learn itself. That is what actually we call it as zero shot. So that is why we say this LLM becomes a dream come true. So even if you don't say, you don't feed the data, it will learn on its own from different field, and then it will produce the output. So these are models, machine learning algorithms that can recognize, predict, and generate human language, pre-trained large and text-based database data sets resulting in large data models, and fine-tuned on specific tasks, sometimes referred to as LLM, large models, which process various data types, and generative AI models produce your own content, new content. So this is simple example. LLM offers prediction based on what they learn from their training data. So what I hear, describe the underlying mechanism for type 1, type 2. Here, it is incomplete. So I'm not giving complete sentence here, but the LLM will learn itself, no? So it will use the trained data and it will complete the sentence. Based on what the LLM has learned from its training data, it offers the prediction. So how to complete the data? So describe underlying mechanism of type 1, type 2. I'm typing. Absolutely, it says it gives type 1, type 2 diabetics. You are asking. That is what? That actually completes. Diabetes actually it completes. Not only the LLM predicts the next word, it also gives the explanation between the difference between type 1, type 2 diabetes. All these things will be done by generative AI. This is another example, acute pain lasting more than 6. It can be 6 hours, it can be 6 days, it can be 6 minutes, or even it can be 6 seconds. So, but it will complete. So, it will ask you to list whatever you want. The probability that the word hours is selected is greater than the probability that days is selected. So, you can see here the probability is calculated, which is the highest probability that may be taken as the word to the next incomplete word, then it gives the result. Then if it is not hours, if you are not satisfied with this one, then it goes to the days. Even if it is not satisfied with the days, then you go to minutes. If not minutes, it goes to seconds. So it learns by its own. You select as a user, if you select a number of hours, fine. That is learning. Next time, whenever I feel based on how many number of users used hours as the prediction for this completing the word, then that uses this one. Sorry. Acute pain lasting more than 6. So that is what the language model, it actually provides hours because it is 70%. We have the probability. So that is the complete sentence we are predicting for your future. So the prompting, describe common treatments for as prime angle. So here you are giving us input, generative AI will generate different solution for it. Actually, this will give you different reasons for whatever we feed. So describe common treatment, whatever common treatment which is sprained angle, here you have to feed it. So it will say whether it is a swelling, whether you wanted to reduce the swelling or you want to reduce the pain, or you can have a compression, wrap angle, elevation, everything. So it will immediate focus on print angle is rise principle. So it takes the output from the different sources and it gives the result. Then Vertex AI agent builders. Now here, as I said, no coding machine learning experience required for particular. If you want to do this, there are multiple tools. AI tools are generative AI tools are available. Vertex AI agent builder. So here you can build your own chatbots. You can build your digital assistant, build customer search engines, knowledge bases, training applications, and many more. You can do it. So this is one example for AI generative AI tools. There are multiple others also available. General purpose and specialized medical large language models. You can see the many are available here. BioGPT, clinical bird, PubMed bird, already fine-tuned for healthcare. So all these are fine-tuned ones. These are fine-tuned and special, you can say, special for health informatics. These are a type of medical data they handle. So text, image, structured data, videos. So text data can be clinical notes, research paper, patient instruction, medical coding terminology, image data, X-rays, CT scan, MRI, microscopic pathology slides, and the structured data, lab reports, biosignals, ECG, EEG, demographic data, and video, surgical recordings, patient game analysis, 3D medical models. All these you can handle by using your generative model. So these are some of the multimodal LLMs we have discovered purpose, where what we can do. So correlate findings in an image with the text description in a corresponding report. So all these you can do it in your LLMs. So I'm just moving fast so that we can go to the next one. So this summarizing here, we have discussed about what is AI and ML, supervised learning, unsupervised learning. We also discussed about deep learning. We also discussed about generative AI and different generative AI models and LLMs, how to tune LLMs, and then prompt design also we have discussed. So I skip here so that we can go to the next one, then we will understand. So these are about your AI. So what I say in the summary, so it is important for individuals and organizations and policy makers to actively address these all the ethical concerns, whatever we have, whenever we say AI should be used in an ethical sense, and establish guidelines and regulations, best practices to responsible AI development and deployment. So as an engineer, you should be responsible when you use your AI into any application for any industry applications. So thank you for this. I'll stop here for the AI into industry applications, and I'll just touch upon what is Industry 5.0, because that is also there in my talk. I have to cover Industry 5.0 introduction, and then how AI is used in Industry 4.0, that I will discuss. Give me another 20 minutes. I'll just complete that. So now I'm moving on to Industry 5.0. So here I'll be talking about what is industrial revolution. What are the different phases of industrial revolution? I'm not covering first and second, third. I'll be directly going into the fourth one, and then I'll be covering Industry 5.0 and what is future. So now the industrial revolution actually refers to a series of major social, economic, and technological changes that transform how goods were produced and how societies function. That is what we call this as industrial revolution. These are some of the phases of industrial revolutions. As I showed in the previous talk, Industry 1.0 started in the 18th to 19th century. It is powered by steam engines and mechanization. Textile, coal, and iron industries expanded, shift from handcraft to factory system. Then Industry 2.0, late 19th to early 20th century, powered by electricity, assembly lines, and mass productions, growth of steel, oil, and automobile industries. Then Industry 3.0, mid to late 20th century, powered by electronics, where computers are invented, IT and automation, computers and robotics and digital technology, rise of global supply chains. Now in 21st century, we are in Industry 4.0, powered by IoT, artificial intelligence, cyber physical systems, smart factories, advanced data analytics, cloud computing, and automation we are using. These are technology enabling for Industry 4.0. Then Industry 5.0, it is actually emerging, powered by human machine collaboration, sustainability, personalization, focuses on social value, or you can say societal value, resilience, and then well-being of humans. So now it is actually still evolving only. Industry 5.0 is still evolving and focuses on synergy between human and machines for enhanced efficiency, precision, and safety. AI and automation, quantum computing, and generative AI are reshaping the industries and empowering the human creativity, while machines handle repetitive and hazardous tasks. If recent advancements are any indication, Industry 5.0 is already underway. If you feel that because we are using generative AI, if you feel generative AI, we are already using it, then we are in Industry 5.0. It is not emerging one. Okay, so we are already using it. So this is simple journey from the first one to fifth one. You can see here the fifth one, human and robot. So these collaboration only we are only going to talk in the Industry 5.0. In human and robots are going to work together. That is what the synergy we say, synergy between the human and the machines. Okay, the cognitive systems and customization. So same in 4.0, when we say Industry 4.0, we said artificial intelligence is going to lead the complete industry and digitalization of industry. So here we are in 2025, Industry 4.0. So here we use big data, smart algorithms or IoT, Internet of Things, now Internet of Everything, advanced robotics, cloud technology or cloud computing, 3D printing, and additive manufacturing. So here, what are I'm just only going into Industry 4.0. I'm not talking anything else because I said no. We understand what is Industry 4.0, why where we are right now in Industry 4.0, and then we can move on to Industry 5.0. So Industry 4.0. So the technology they use is robotics, deals with the design, construction, operation, and it's replacing humans on assembly lines. If assembly lines completely replaced by using the robotics in manufacturing industries, particularly autonomous robots. 3D printing, in which materials is joined or solidified under computer control to create a three-dimensional object. The manufacturing customized components, you can print your own 3D prints. You can see some of the examples. Big data, collecting performance parameters, because you have social media used to refer data sets that are too large or complex for traditional data processing applications, analytics. So here, big data, we say when we have a unstructured data or you have a huge volume of data, you have to use complex algorithms, not like a traditional data processing. You have to use a complex machine learning algorithms to extract some meaningful information out of it. So you can go for analytical techniques. That we call it as big data analytics. And then people here we say increase the efficiency. We have reduced the number of labors because we are using the robotics and skill development. As I said, you have to go for upskilling or reskilling and the continuous learning and mindset change. Mindset change, what I say here, you must understand that the AI came into existence in almost all the industries. Either you have to learn or you have to update yourself, or you should know in which part the AI plays major role and what are our needs, what we have to learn to work with the AI, or you have to co-work with AI. Either like you have to use your AI for your own industry or your own job, or you have to develop your own AI models or products which will help for your business. Or you can develop your own robots or chatbots which will work with you. That is what actual mindset change we have to do. Only to handle disruptions, monitoring and corrective actions we have done. And then process here, constant communication like data exchange between the components, decentralization, decision making, any process where decision making authority is distributed throughout the larger group, it is decentralized. And standardization is a customization. Smart transport system, this everybody knows, automated transportation of raw material for final products. So that is in Industry 4.0. So here if you see, what are the technology we use in Industry 4.0 starts from autonomous robotics, simulation, system integration, industrial IIoT, industrial Internet of Things, cyber security, adaptive manufacturing, and then augmented reality, big data analytics, cloud computing. So all these technologies are enabling for year 4.0. This is what enabling technologies in Industry 4.0. We call it as Internet of Things, AI, ML, computing, cloud computing, edge computing, augmented reality, cyber security, all these things. So here integration of cyber physical system, IoT, AI and cloud computing, this actually digital technologies with cyber physical system integration. So that is what the idea with this one. So you have cyber and then physical integration. So as I said, you will have a physical system in the real earth, and then that will be connected with the cyber system through the digital technologies to help the industries. So the transformation of manufacturing into smart factories. So that is what Industry 4.0 says. The key features of Industry 4.0 is interconnectivity between IoT, sensors and smart devices, automation and robotics, data-driven decision-making, use of data, big data and artificial intelligence. Real-time monitoring is done by using the cloud and edge computing. Design queue for icon grid with IoT, AI and robotics cloud computing is used. So though we have all these core technologies to enable smart and adaptive production environments, we have a key challenges here. As I said in the beginning of my presentation, whenever you are into internet, you are open to the world. Obviously, there are chances for threats. So you should have a cyber security threats. You have to handle it. If you go for Industry 4.0, if you use these enabling technologies, high implementation cost, workforce skill gap. As I said, there is a gap because I told no one example, if 55 age old person is working in an industry where the complete industry is digitalized with the digital technologies, he has to learn, or we are not able to find the people with good skill. So that is workforce gap is there. Integration with the legacy systems, data privacy concern, if you are handling the more sensitive data items in your industry. So this is the challenge. So if you see case studies in Industry 4.0, there are multiple case studies are available. I have taken only 4. Siemens are using, actually, Siemens company in German is a prime example for Industry 4.0 in action. More than 75% of production process are automated with IoT-enabled machine communicating and making real-time adjustment. This has reduced defects less than 0.001%. You see that why the industry is going towards the digital technologies. The reduced defect to less than 0.001%. It demonstrates how cyber physical systems, AI and IoT can be combined to achieve efficiency and precision. Then Tesla, it uses robotics and AI, handles core manufacturing supported by digital twin simulations. These factories also aim for sustainability through renewable energy use and optimized battery production. Particularly when we were talking about Tesla, everybody, if I say Tesla, then they will be only talking about their cars, autonomous vehicle. Okay, so for that, everything is done by using the robotics and AI. And then Amazon robotics, particularly used for logistics. So because Amazon, you handle huge volume of products in its warehouse. So Kiva robots, they developed particularly for logistics, transport sells to workers while AI predicts demand and optimize inventory. This mix of automation and human collaboration ensures rapid and cost efficient deliveries. Then Philips EICU, actually this is for healthcare industry. EICU program leverages IoT sensors and AI analytics to remotely monitor patients. It helps predict risk, improves outcomes and centralize monitoring across hospitals. This shows how Industry 4.0 extends beyond manufacturing into healthcare industry. So now, when when Industry 4.0 came into existence, what are the social changes happened? So intellectualization, now here, human machine, transformation into intelligent society, technology, including machine learning, deep learning, and big data makes machines to think like human. Changes in recognition of human identity and job topography are commonplace. Now, virtualization, reality and virtual. So now acceleration of the fusion of virtual and reality, new products. In general, nowadays, even in Amazon, if you want to buy something for your own home or your living room, you can use your AR and VR. You can place your product in your room even without purchasing. You can just visualize how it will look like. then you can go for purchasing. So AR and VR, smart cars, telemedicines, virtual labs, virtualized eyes, and general daily lives and social and economic activities, human experience and cognitive domain become blurred. New services in various fields of industry can be created. Hyper connection, human things like transformation into hyper connected societies. Now, for example, you have a digital networks now. Digital networks and mobile devices expands human thing and thing to thing, like Internet of everything. That is where your interaction is happening. So hyper connections causes new group behavior patterns, because initially we were worried about how a humans behaves. Now, how human will behave, we have to also understand how think means any robot or AI agents, how it behave, and thing to thing, how they are interacting, that also we need to understand. So these are the changes came into existence in the social aspect. These are the products already developed by using Industry 4.0 revolution. Robotics came into existence, drones came into existence, self-driving cars came into existence, Google Smart handwatch came into existence, and then virtual reality came into existence. 3D printing came into existence, 3D games came into existence, even 3D movies also came into existence. Likewise, lot of products came into existence in Industry 4.0. That is the reason, while Industry 4.0 is still in the initial stage of evolution, industry leaders have been looking ahead to the concept of a fifth industrial revolution that incorporates the principles of human centricity and sustainability and resilience. So these are three pillars of Industry 5.0. So for example, here if you see Industry 4.0, everything is there. In the system integration is there, cloud and edge computing is there, IoT is there, simulation is there, cyber security is there, big data is there, robotic, autonomous robots are there, additive manufacturing is there, augmented reality, everything. But still, this is the difference. Why we have Industry 4.0 and why Industry 5.0. In general, I'm just telling you, core focus in Industry 4.0 is enhanced efficiency through digital connectivity and artificial intelligence. But in Industry 5.0, we are working on combining competitiveness and sustainability. Sustainability is the major concern here. Okay, so for every industry that combines the competitiveness and sustainability, allowing industry to realize its potential as one of the pillars of transformation. In technology here, in Industry 4.0, we use cyber physical system objectives, and here emphasize alternative technology governs for resilience. So here you are using many technologies. Business models here optimize for cost reduction and profit maximization. Here builds transition pathways for sustainable technology use. Workers' role here, limited focus on workers' well-being, but here this is very, very important, sir. Empowers workers via digital tools, human-centric approach. So this actually, you can see here using digital devices, endorsing a human-centric approach to a technology. So that is what we actually build technology pathways to environmentally sustainable uses of technology. Design and performance, no systematic focus on design, resource use or social impacts. Here in 5, expands corporate responsibility across full values chain. When I say sustainability, not a priority in Industry 4.0, maybe we worried only about the efficiency, not about the environment, right? Here in 5.0, we have to introduce indicators for well-being, resilience, and sustainability. These are 3 pillars. We call it as 3 pillars in 5.0. So here in Industry 5.0, now till this we have discussed about what is 4.0 and what is the difference between 4.0 and 5.0. Now we are entering into 5.0. What is Industry 5.0? Is also known as Fifth Industrial Revolution. Is a new and emerging phase of industrialization that sees human working alongside advanced technology and AI-powered robots to enhance workplace processes. This is coupled with a more human-centric focus as increased resilience and improved focus on sustainability. So here we are not only focusing on the manufacturing, It builds on technologies of Industry 4.0 like AI, IoT, and robotics, but shifts the purpose. Same technology is used, but the purpose is shifted. The European Union frames it's as a vision that goes beyond efficiency and profit, emphasize workers' well-being, societal contribution, and environmental sustainability. This represents a broader focus from economic growth to human and planetary well-being. So that is why we say this Industry 5.0 is a human-centric focus, because we are worried about humans' well-being, societal contribution, and environmental sustainability. So the advantage of Industry 5.0 lies on creating higher value jobs where workers can exercise creativity, deliver personalized solutions, while automation handles repetitive tasks. Human focuses on innovation and customer satisfaction. This supports a service-based model with a stronger human input. Importantly, Industry 5.0 emphasizes sustainability. So you can say here, you can responsive and beneficial to the societies. Sustainability, resilience is very much important for 5.0. The disadvantage here is, unlike 5.0, the disadvantage of 5.0 is, unlike the Industry 4.0, the industry disadvantage of Industry 5.0 are less about technology limits and more about adoption. So that is very, very important. You are not only going to use the technology which we were using in Industry 4.0, but it is limits with the technology, and it is actually more focusing on the adoption. How the AI is adapted to my business. The real challenge lies how organization can transform to embrace human-centric design, resilience, and sustainability. Those that adapt will lead future innovation, while those that fail to evolve risk being left behind. If you use it in right sense, you will innovate. If you use it in the wrong sense, you will left behind. This makes the organizational culture and strategy just as important as technology itself. So these are three different strategies for Industry 5.0. So human-centric, resilience, and sustainability. I just wanted to say what is human-centric here. Humans are going to work with machines. That is what human-centric we say. Rather than people serving the organization, organization will serve the people. That is what here. So instead of talent supply being used to create a competitive advantage and value for customers, Industry 5.0 refocuses to create and add value for workers in order to attract and keep them the best employees. So the resilience, actually, world has become more joined up over the last years. We have been seeing widespread impact of global matters such as COVID-19 pandemic and international supply shortage. Whereas many businesses look to improving efficiency and optimizing profit, these factors do not improve the resilience. What we are going to do here, in fact, these are belief that in concentration on agility and flexibility can make companies less resilient, not more. Rather than focusing on growth, profit, and efficiency, resilient organization would look to anticipate and react to any crisis to ensure stability. That is why resilience is very much important. Any crisis which is unforeseen, that will be ensures the stability through challenging times. Okay, and sustainability, as everybody knows, the sustainability word you are hearing from different perspective. Industry 5.0 extends the sustainability from simple reducing or minimizing, or you can say mitigating against climate damage, to actively pursue efforts to create a positive change, sometimes refers to net positive. This goal aims to make the world a better place, with companies becoming part of the solution rather than being a problem, or simply paying like service to sustainability goals, or you can say greenwashing, through greenwashing. So these are some of the technologies which we use in Industry 5.0, AI, robotics, IoT, edge technology or edge computing, advanced manufacturing technologies by using 3D printing, AR, VR, blockchain. The blockchain, everybody knows now we are using this blockchain to secure the data and enhance the transparency, and advanced analytics, additive manufacturing, digital twins. Digital twins in the sense, You are going to create virtual replies of physical assets. So you are going to have a different analyzing mechanism or testing scenarios and decision making without disturbing actual operation, enhancing the efficiency and reducing the risk. Right? Then these are the benefits: sustainability, collaborative, you can say cobots, collaborative robots working. Cobots works alongside humans to enhance the productivity, safety, and workers' well-being while reducing the physical strain. Cost reduction, improved productivity, and then increased quality, human-centered design, then improved safety, responsive supply chain, autonomous manufacturing, customization, and resilience. So these are the benefits of this. And then what are the key challenges? Complex integration, data security, privacy, evolving workforce dynamics, and skill set requirements. As like other industry revolutions, Industry 5.0 also faces this workforce problem, because when we use different technologies, we have problem in skilled persons. Either you have to go for skilling and reskilling to meet the demands. And security, as I said, if you are gathering the data, because devices are interconnected, so real-time data makes safeguard sensitive information as a top priority. Protecting data actually across supply chains are ensuring compliance with the privacy regulations are critical for the success. So complex integration, you have multiple technologies used in Industry 5.0 revolution. So how you are going to integrate all this together? It is actually very complex, and you have to have a different mechanism to integrate multiple technologies to make your industry more profitable. These are applications where already this Industry 5.0 revolution is used. Intelligent healthcare, supply chain management, cloud manufacturing, and then manufacturing or production, you can say smart education, disaster management. I'll just take one or two examples here. You see that smart education improves the visualization and creativity, interactive learning experience, real-time blended teaching and learning methods that is there now. We are using it. And if you go for disaster management, ability to handle consequences of disasters and natural disaster or man-made disaster, whatever it is, used in search and rescue operations, enhance the level of preparedness. So there we are using this different technologies. So here I'll just give some of the case studies so that you'll easily understand. In BMW human robot collaboration, they use how Industry 5.0, whatever we say, humans are going to work with robots, alongside with robots. So here the cobots handles heavy and repetitive tasks. Human focuses on precision, customization, and quality controls. AI ensures real-time coordination between the human and the machine. So you can see here, cobots are there, humans are there, and AI is also there to completely work together in Industry 5.0 revolutions. Then the impact is 30% reduction in workplace injuries. So complete, because it is handles the heavy and repetitive tasks. So you are reducing the 30% of the injuries, enabled mass personalization of vehicles. You can see the why we are going for this in the Industry 5.0 revolution, why this BMW has adopted. When a person goes for buying the BMW car, they may ask for personalized specifications. So these kind of personalized specification, if you want to buy, then you want to have a human intervention also. At the same time, you should have a cobots and AI. See, the humans will look after this precision, whatever the customer asks for, and the cobots will do the repetitive task, whatever, and then it ensures the real-time coordination between the AI ensures the real-time coordination between human and machine. So that is Industry 5.0 pillars: human-centric, resilience, and sustainability. Everything comes together in this particular one, because the customer satisfaction also comes, reduce physical strain also. And as I said in the previous example case study, generative AI uses the healthcare applications. As like that, here patient-centered healthcare solutions are provided by using Industry 5.0 technologies, whatever used. AI is used, plus IoT sensors for remote patient monitoring, 3D printing for personalized medical implants. For example, if you are going to the dental doctors, they make measurements of your teeth. If you are going for replanting, then that is actually personalized 3D printing is done nowadays, and that is used for personalized printing. So 3D printing is used for personalized printing of individual patients. So cobalt assists actually surgeons in precision surgeries. So here again, as I said, 20% of reduction in hospital readmissions are reduced, faster turnaround for patient specific devices. So that is possible. Once you feed into our algorithm, automatically it goes for printing. Doctors focus on patient interaction while AI manages data. So industry 5.0 pillars actually we cover here also. Then ABB robots, actually this flexible cobots, this helps cobot handle a smart part assembly with human collaboration, easy reprogramming for rapid adoption, supports flexible and customized production runs, and 20% reduction in assembly time because it takes small part assembly with a cobot, and zero accident with safety enhanced cobots, increased production flexibility. As I said, 3 pillars in 5.0 is handled here also. This is another industry. FANUC robotics, multi-industry cobots. Here it is equipped with vision and 4 sensors. Cameras is embedded, vision and 4 sensors for safety, cloud connected for predictive maintenance, adopted in small and medium scale industries, enterprises for affordable automation. So 40% of improvement in throughput in packaging, lower cost in small SMEs, and then small medium enterprises, greater flexibility in product lines. So the summary here, if you see all these things, BMW, Philips, ABB, all these things uses multiple technologies, and also it satisfies the 3 pillars what we call as human resilience and sustainability. So all these things are handled. What we learned here, everything is handled, human robot collaboration, enhanced safety and personalization, AI, IoT, cobots, enable flexible and adaptive production, and business achieve sustainability, resilience, and social impact also. So, as I said, we are in the 4.0, we are emerging on to 5.0. What we need to do to get ready for industry 5.0? We need to learn first. Digital literacy should be there. And then ability to use or design a new AI and data analytics. Then you have to have a creative problem solving techniques in time-bound manner. And then you have to go for entrepreneurial mindset, strong entrepreneurial mindset. Actually, this includes productiveness and ability to think outside the box. You are not going to read from the textbook and you are not going to reproduce. You should be able to think out of box, and then physically and psychologically safely and effectively you have to use your technologies. Then intercultural and disciplinary, inclusive and diversity oriented mindset. You should have to address the new challenges arising from more diverse manufacturing workforce. And then, as I said, cyber security will be the problem. You have to have a privacy and data or information mindfulness to reflect the rapidly increasing digital footprint of the manufacturing value chain. And then ability to handle increasing complexity of multiple requirements and simultaneous tasks. Then effective communication skills with humans, because we are going to interact with robots also, IT and AI enabled systems through different platforms and technologies. And then open mindsets towards the constant change. That is what I said. You should accept it. The technology is evolving. You have to accept, and you should look what we should do next. That's it. Technology is there in the place. Now we should think, what do we need to do? That's it. Okay. So Industry 5.0 is not just an industrial revolution. It is a societal one. It calls for industries to be competitive and profitable while also being human-centric, sustainable, and resilient. The true promise of Industry 5.0 lies on balancing technology with humanity, creating a future where innovation serves both people and planet. I'll stop here. If you have any questions, please.
Um,
Sir, I think Surya.
Thank you, Prabhu, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
It's a very good, valuable session, sir. You have shared a lot of real-time examples also, sir. It's very useful for us. And they are putting the comments in voice chat, sir. Please check, sir.
Yes, sir. Actually, one person have already asked a question. Mr. Surya Prakash, yes. How Industry 5.0 will impact the job roles?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
As I said, Industry 5.0, it will definitely impact the job roles. See, when I say I'm coming to the industry or I'm coming to the job, I will do 10 o'clock this job, 11 o'clock that one. The sequence of job is fixed. Definitely that will impact your job. The job which is predefined set of sequences of steps will be completely replaced by AI agents. See, what you need to do, you should think innovative. See, I'll simply tell you, the AI cannot replace the creativeness, right? So if you give me something to me, I will think in different direction. You may think in different direction. So definitely you should learn the technology. You should accept technology will impact your job, and you should also learn how to use the technology for your business. That's it. It definitely will impact. 4.0 itself is already impacting multiple jobs. As I said, industry, tourism industry and travel industry already impacted. 80% is gone. Everywhere they use digital robots only. I think I've answered for your question. So technology-wise, important pillars, if I say Industry 5.0, there are three pillars only, sir. Sustainability, resilient, and one more thing I said now. Human-centric. So these three are your pillars, important pillars. The technology-wise, we may not know as of now. We are in the generative AI. Maybe you can say super intelligence. When completely 5.0 comes into market, because we are only emerging. Now itself we are facing this much of difficulties. When it comes into markets, we may not know what technology will come into market. As of now, super intelligence plays major role. Other than this big data, blockchain, cyber security, whatever I have listed.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Very good informative session, sir. First session is very great, sir. Thanks for your contribution, sir.
Thank you so much.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. I will put the feedback link, sir. After receiving the feedback, I will share to you, sir.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Good night, sir.
Question is there? I left there.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. You can discuss, sir.
Okay. Mrs. Rajashree R. Thank you, sir, for the invitation. Okay. No, sir. There is no question. I think
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Sure, sir. After receiving the feedback, I will share to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.